I want to thank you all for the feedback that I've gotten in my last video sharing the things to avoid if you want to become a professional airline pilot. And as I promised that I will be sharing the things that you should do in order to become an airline pilot. So in this video, we'll be talking about just that. If you're new here, my name is Steven. And on this channel, we talk about, aviation and most importantly, how you can achieve your dreams if your goal is to become a professional pilot. All I ask from you is just a like. If you have any questions, feel free to ask below. And of course, if you haven't subscribed yet, don't forget to subscribe by hitting the red button below. Now, let's get to the video. Here are things that I want you to consider. If you want to become a professional airline pilot, you need to start thinking like one from now. Even though you haven't even started your flight training, you need to start thinking like one. I'm assuming that you've already watched the video about the things to avoid because you want to get that noted right away, because even as you haven't started your training and you're working towards it, or you're in training, or you're probably a CFI or whatever you may be at this point, your goal should be to avoid those things. So if you haven't watched that video, please watch it, and I'm going to link it below or above as well. Now, to the things that you want to start doing, the first one is find 2 mentors. The first reason is this: you need a mentor in training, someone that can tell you exactly how they did it, the experiences that they had while they were in training. And hopefully this mentor has gone through that training ahead of you, so that way they can share you the steps and guide you through how they were able to learn certain things. The people that helped them through their own struggles as they were going through training. You need someone in that area. Now, your instructor can be your mentor, but sometimes you might need to just find someone that you can be very much comfortable with to be your mentor. That's something important. The other thing that you need to find is a career mentor. The reason why you need one like this is because you want someone that has gone through the phases of training and has been able to join a reputable airline, and they can share with you how they have done it. And now here's the thing. That's the main reason why I have this channel, by the way, so that I can share some of the steps with you and you don't have to make the mistakes I've made in the past and do the things that has helped me as well. But it's also important to have someone that you can pick up the phone, call and talk to and share your challenges with, and they can also tell you how to overcome those challenges, or also how to transition from being a student to a professional pilot. That is something that you definitely need. This next point ties along with that, which is to network. It is very important that you network. And how do you network? By attending seminars, aviation events, air shows. Meet people that have like minds as you, people that are interested in the things that you're trying to achieve. That's how you network. If you can meet these people, they can also guide you, and you can share more, and they can share more information as to how they've been able to maybe get their hours. Or you can even meet people that would have an airplane that can let you borrow their airplane to get hours. The opportunities are limitless when you network with people of like minds, and that's why you need to network. Even if you're young, go for an air show. If you don't have an opportunity to go to an air show, network online, be part of an organization. There's so many organizations out there, aviation organizations, that can really help you, meet people of like minds, and that's so important as you try to achieve your goal. The next one I'm going to share with you is to take leadership roles and document those roles. Give you an example of what I mean. Let's assume that you're in a flight school. If you're an instructor, try to be an instructor that leads a team, or an instructor that organizes an event, or an instructor that helps to coach students on how to be better or how to prepare for a check ride. Try to be in a place where you are a leader. The more of this you do, the better you become as a leader, the better you're able to communicate with people. But most importantly, as you build your career, build your resume into an application, you can put in there that you've been a leader. And these are qualities that airlines do want from their pilots. If you can become a chief pilot, an assistant chief pilot, a team leader, a lead team member, whatever that may look like to you in your environment that you're in, try to take up leadership roles as you advance in experience, as you go through your training, and so on. Moving on to the next point, which is volunteers. All right, volunteering is very important if you can, and this is where you can become a mentor to someone else. You can volunteer your time at your local church, at a local charity event. First of all, it's a good thing to volunteer, but the other thing also is that as you talk about your experiences, as you build your resume, all these volunteer activities that you have done can be put in there, because you have those qualities of being kind, being honest, being an helpful person, customer service. That's how you can show that you've been part of organizations that volunteer, and these are the activities that you've done, and these are the things you've learned in the process. Remember, as you put it into your resume, these are points that would help you to score higher before your application gets pulled. The next point I'm going to emphasize here is, being a CFI, LCA, taking on leadership roles in your organization, which is in line with being a leader, but again, specifically taking on positions with additional responsibilities. These roles will generally require you to be a leader or have a leadership trait already, which is why taking on these roles also emphasizes your leadership skills, if that makes sense, which is why being a line check airman, being a certified flight instructor, a gold seal certified instructor, a master CFI, all these qualifications do help to emphasize that you are truly a leader. So take up those roles. Take leadership courses. That's something you can do also. Take leadership courses. Those will help to make your application stand out as you work towards becoming a professional pilot. And don't forget, the important part of this is that you're not just taking these qualifications, you're actually soaking in the knowledge that you are getting, which will make you a better person no matter where you find yourself, whether it's for an airline or not. These are qualities that will make you a better person in general. But most importantly, it can help you achieve your dream job because of these qualities that you possess. This next point I've mentioned in my previous video about having a degree, even though it's not really a requirement by most airlines anymore, still having a degree helps. So if you can get a degree, it will help you. The other point about this is, as you take in your classes or your courses or certifications, try to be safety minded. Remember, the more knowledge about safety and the characteristics of a safe pilot that you possess, the better you stand a chance of getting hired as well. Any airline wants a safe pilot, so the more qualifications you have in that area, the better for you and the better person you become. My next point emphasizes you documenting your experiences, and I'm talking about the highlights of your experiences as you go through your training, as you go through your first job at a regional, for example, and so on. As you document your experiences, these things would help you to be able to present yourself coming from your experience. That is very important. I'm going to give you an example. Let's assume that you go for an interview and they ask you, tell me about a time that you took up a leadership role or you acted as a leader. You can't just talk about what leadership is. You need to be able to talk about that from your experience. So you have to talk about the time that maybe you resolved a conflict even as a leader. You have to be able to talk about the time that you're able to de-escalate situations as a leader. You have to talk about the times that you were a part of a team and you're able to lead the team into achieving the goal or executing a project as a team. These are things that you need to be able to come out with and present yourself as someone that really possesses the skills of a leader, and that's what they want to hear when you're being asked those questions. So it's very important that you document all your experiences, the highlights of your experiences, and see how you can use them to answer questions and also see and learn from them. Even on a personal level, you want to be able to learn from your experiences. The benefits of all these points that I'm listing out are twofold. One is to make you a better person, but two, it will make the airline want you. I hope that you found value in this one, and I'll see you in the next one.